3-pole is the handling drill we go to after we've completed the T-drill. It is a drill that is designed to work on lining and changing direction. You run this drill from opposite ends from day to day so that you can work on left angle cast from one end, and then the opposite end you'll work on right angle cast. The 3-pole drill is somewhere that we introduce distractions once the dog has really understood and accomplished on lining the poles or the piles, and then also how to change direction. Then we will go in and add holding blinds, duck scent, live flyers, live flyer crates, and we can also change the location of where we're running from to make it tighter angles to pass pile 1 and 2 going to pile 3, and we can really fine tune on the dog cooperating with us and going in the direction that is sent and going at the pile that is sent at, and having the distraction of another pile that it's running by. 3-pole typically takes about a month to complete once the dog's done with the T-drill. That is not with the distractions and all the additives. It is typically a 30-day process to get the dog to run the 3-pole really good and change direction and line the poles. All right, so now we're on to 3-pole, another handling drill we do. 3-pole is done after we have completed the T-drill. Keep in mind that the 3 main factors to running a blind retrieve are to go, stop, and change direction. So in this drill here, we've got 3 piles. One of them is pretty much a square run. Then we're going to angle out to the second one, and then we've got one that's got a white bucket on it. That's the third one. Because of running out of pile on the T-drill, when we transition to the 3-pole, normally what happens is when we run to pile 1, when we come back, we'll line up on pile 2, but the dog still wants to run back to pile 1. So it gives us the ability to stop the dog, change direction. The main goal for this drill is angle casting, change direction. We do a little bit of rehandle in it, and we do want to work on some lining. So it's a mix. It's not always do we stop and change direction. We cue in on a pile really good, the dog locks in on it and takes off, then we're gonna let that dog get the reward of saying, hey, you can carry a line, an initial line, and you can carry it for 50, 70, 100 yards, whatever it may be. Buck here, chocolate male, 3 years old, was with other trainer in the past. I don't know that Buck's seen the 3-pole. He's seen it here with us. This is day 3. So I don't think that he's seen the 3-pole, but he does pretty well with it. He's running good high-end gun dog blinds and senior into master level blinds. So we've kind of assessed him, but we're throwing him on this handling drill here to get a little more cooperation on changing direction. He is a single-sided dog, and on this drill, even with my double-sided dog, I'm not gonna do what I did back on the T-drill. I am gonna switch it up. I am gonna put him on the right some, I am gonna put him on the left. Sometimes I'll use the left and right to hopefully cue in on the short pile or run into the long pile. But for the most part, I really want the dog to heel in here. Heel is push, here is pull, and I want the dog to really line up and just go in the direction that I'm sending you. All right, heel, heel, sit, good. Dead bird, sit, good. Back, we're still gonna sit at the piles here. If I have a dog that has lower drive or doesn't have a great attitude, sometimes I'm not gonna sit him at the pile. I'm gonna try to get him pumped up a little bit. Sit. Good. Here, sit. Dead bird. Good, right there. Back. All right, so we gave a right angle off of pile number 1. He cued in on pile 2, great, but he lied to me. It's a good example of a dog that we haven't had in our program that had been accustomed to picking up at the pile and coming straight back. One of the hardest things to do in a hunt test environment or a gun dog environment is to finish the blind, especially if you're after a cripple in a hunting situation and the bird's dived and there's a lot of scent there and the dog established a hunt and you're like, hey, you're in the scent cone, but I really want you to honor the whistle in the scent cone and I want you to cast out of it. Hunt test scenario, what happens, dog picks up the blind retrieve and you get what's called drag back scent. Heel, sit, sit. Good, good. Here, sit. Dead bird. Right there, good. Back. No, here. All right, so he majorly lied to me. Looked at pile 3. I'm gonna recall on that one. Here, sit. Way out. Good. Back. Back. No, here. Buck wants to hunt a little bit on the way to the pile. Same system on our correction process with the 3 strikes. Just got to know here. No collar correction. Had a dog. Good. We're going to try to go right back at the long pile. If he would line it, I'll let him line it. We'll see what happens. He'll sit. Good. Dead bird. Sit. Good. Here. Good. Right there. Back. Lined up on it good. Left out. Had to make a decision. Sucked into the second one. I'm gonna get a little rehandle here. Back. Gave her right back there. That's the easier cast to give. If I give a left back there, dog might want to peel back into the second pile of bumpers. No, sit. Good. We're going to go back at the long pile again, okay? So if you can't tell, I'm trying to identify like, hey man, you can run by the 2 short piles to get to the long pile. Here. So I've casted to it 2 times in a row. Well, actually 3 times in a row because I did a rehandle on the end. Dead bird. Here. Sit. Dead. Good. Back. Very good decision. So the dog left out, and then kind of acted like he's going to go the second. So he got the message, which is great. So we're going to give him the reward of getting all the way to the pile. I'm talking a little bit too much and being late on that whistle there. Atta dog, good. Good job. All right, we've got the short pile. Short pile is, of course, the easiest pile. Heel. As I say, Stevie Wonder can get the short bird or the short pile. Dead. Good. Back. We'll let him get, and then we're going to get the bumper. And we're going to do another little rehandle. Atta dog. Then we're going to bring in and we're going to give a left over to the short pile. Good dog, sit, over. No, no, back. Over. All right, so he's trying to cut it short, wants to come on in. I'm trying to let him know, like, hey, get in the area of the pile, honor my cast, finish it out, let's not be lazy. Now, since we've casted back to pile 1, the short pile, odds are I'm going to speculate that even when I line up on pile 2, he's going to want to run back at pile 1, sit. It's going to give me the ability to cast off. Heel, sit, here, sit. Dead bird, sit. Good. Back. Good dog. We'll let him line this one as well. So it's a mix. Mix of lining and changing direction and casting. There's a lot that you can do. Over. No. Back. Fetch. Back. Good dog. There's a lot that you can do on this drill, so we can start adding a holding blind in between pile 1 and 2, or between pile 2 and 3. We can go out there and we can spray the ground with duck scent or pull duck feathers. We can go and put live flyers in a crate. And we can start working on running blinds off the back side of a gun or a live flyer station. So what happens is I can teach a lot of aspects in this 3-pole drill. One, I want you to stop, change direction, go where I want you to go, and then once the dog really accomplishes those tasks and does a good job with them, here, heel, sit, then I can start adding elements to it to make it tougher. Sit, dead, good, sit, dead bird, good, here, good, right there, sit, sit, back, all right, I wanted the long bird, playing around with him a little bit, holding the bumper in my hand. He's looking a fun bumper. Back. Fetch. 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 Here. 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 Good. Sit. Good. All right, run into a little issue there, spitting the bumper. Probably, I would say, in the past program the dog's at, might not have done a lot of rehandle. Casting back at that pile, he's thinking, hey, I'm gonna drop this one. I'm excited about going and getting another one. Heel. He's really wanting a fun bumper. Sit. Dead bird. Good. Good. Way out. Attaboy. Sit. Back. All right, double tap on the whistle. I gave pressure with the second whistle. I want him to speed up sitting. I don't want a loopy sit. Sit. Same thing back when we were talking about on the T-drill. I'm typically not going to shock the dog with this back to me. All right, so by double tapping the whistle, the first one, the dog's slowing down and starting the turn, and then I'm hitting the second whistle and hitting pressure, saying, hey, speed up that sit and stop promptly. Heel, heel, getting a little gassed, ain't you, bud? Heel, sit, dead bird, back. We'll finish out with lining the short one. A lot of times I line pile one or the short one at the end. I know for the little bit of time that I've had Buck, he has not had a lot of training on the diversion bird, on the return, on the T-drill or the 3-pole. We went directly to 3-pole and not T-drill with him. Good. There goes one. Here. A little more mechanical with the dog that you know. It's not, if I throw the bumper and then hit the whistle, get your mark. Buck, odds are he's not gonna stop on the whistle. I haven't had him go and get the diversion bird, but he comes straight back. And a lot of trainers train that way, just like that somebody throws the diversion bird and then they just, here, go ahead and get the dog coming back to them. I like to sit them because on the diversion bird, a lot of times it gives them the opportunity to mark where the bird fell. So back to T-drill, sitting them on the return, here goes one. And then that way, if the dog sits down and really watches the bird fall, he's like, oh, I got a good idea where it is. In a hunt test, you get a free handle to the diversion bird. So it really doesn't matter if they mark it or not, but those can become very ugly handles because your diversion birds are typically short thrown birds at the line. And then the dog's kind of like, hey, I'm not picked up anything that's 10 yards away from the line that we're running. Sit. Good. So back on the 3-pole, opposite end. So the 3-pole is designed to run from one end one day, the other end the next day, back and forth, back and forth. We're back out with Tide. He's 12 months old. We showed him in our T-drill video. And from each end, what you're working on is you're working on angle cast. So, you know, opposite end we did with Buck, we were working more on right angles. And then running from this end, we're going to be working more on left angles. One thing that I failed to mention with Buck is I'm running my 3-pole in pretty much the same field that I run my T-drill. So sometimes you'll have dogs that'll give you some issues in casting when they get out there in a familiar area that would be like we're going to be running through where first and second base are on the T-drill. Just the way that it's set up for me, I run it here because it's right out the kennel door. I would say you don't want to change a lot of locations. Once you set up your T-drill where you're going to run it. Where you set up your 3-pole, run it. If you have enough space or you have a different area that you're going to run 3-pole from T-drill, it probably helps the dog not have any confusion. Tide is double-sided. I'd mentioned it back with Buck, but we will run him off both sides. We might sometimes run the short pile, stake number 1 off the right, and then we might run the white bucket pile 3 off the left. But I really still want to be focused on go the direction that I send you. We're gonna heel in here, heel is push, here is pull, and get the dog lined up in the direction that we want it to go. And we're still gonna be working on changing direction and lining. Here, here, sit, good. Dead bird, sit, good. Back. Back. Fetch. There's an aroma in the air. A lot of dogs air out here, females in season, all that stuff. If you can avoid those situations, you're going to be a lot better off to keep the dogs focused. On the flip side, hey, you got to deal with it. Let's work through it. Here, especially in what we call kennel life, there's going to be all this stuff going on. Heel, sit, dead bird, good, sit, back. All right, we're gonna let the dog line pile 2. Todd's issue has been pile 3, the long bird. Not a big deal. We'll probably get some examples of what we do trying to help him line it. Sit, good, dead bird, way out, sit. Sit, good, right there. Back. Strike 1. No, here. Here. Good job, good change in direction. Dog gave me a good initial line. Just kind of peeled off of it pretty quick to go back to pile 2. We're gonna go after the long pile again. Here. Good job, here. I'm gonna run it off the left, trying to give him every kind of help I can here. Good. All right, running by me, I'm gonna call that a little bit of a victory lap. I gave a low 2 correction, sit with a nick there, really just trying to get a little bit of focus. Like, hey, work with me, quit smelling in the air. Good, right there, dead bird. Good. Back. Left out good again. Still peeled off of it. So with this drill, sometimes you're going to change what your objective is on the fly. All right, so I'd like him to line pile 3, the long bird or long pile. There are a couple of things we can do to help that situation. Sometimes we might take our electronics and set them out there and give a quack or a beep. I have put shackled live flyers at the long pile. There's little things you can do to help the dog out to try to really, hey, look deep and go out deep. And those are some things that you can do. Sit. Sit. We're already doing it by identifying with the white bucket. Dead bird, way out. Good. Back. No, here. Here. We're gonna walk up. Try to let the dog know, hey man, go to the long bird. Sit. Good. Back. Dog gave me a little bit of a hook. That's fine. He's trying to overcompensate just a little bit and say, hey man, I'm really letting you know that, Dad, I'm gonna go to the long pile. All right, now that we successfully lined that pile, we're gonna try it one more time. Attaboy, good dog, here. If the dog were to peel out back to the second pile in that example, I don't really give a lot of no and resend. I'll normally do it once and then I'll walk up and then I'll handle out of that situation. And the reason why is if I recall for a bad initial line multiple times in a row, the dog's gonna no-go. Sit, dead bird, way out. Sit, good. Sit, back. No, no, here. All right, I'm gonna recall. Heel. heel, sit. Good, right there. Back. All right, nick on that second whistle, low 2. This dog operates well at a 2. Really don't get into a 3. We're using a Garmin Pro 550, 3 low, 3 medium. We really hurt his feelings with a 3 high. Good, here, heel, sit. Run off the left side for the short pile this time. Go where I send you, go where you're facing, dead bird, right there. Back. Strike 1. No, here. Here. Good. Good change in direction. And that's what I want. That's all I can ask for. Dog got a correction with a verbal no. He's learning how to turn pressure off. Hey, I'm going the wrong direction. Really getting in his brain like, hey, what did I do wrong? Good dog, sit. Over. All right, definitely a difference in speed with this dog and Buck. No big deal. The dog is completing the task. He's doing a good job. If I start trying to shock to speed him up, all I'm going to do is make the dog anxious and uncomfortable. Now, if the dog's giving me 0 effort, then we're going to try to find something to do to speed him up. Dogs, 95 to 98% of dogs never are going to run handling drills as hard as they run marks. They're not going to run blinds as hard as they run marks. Heel, heel. We're going to go after pile 2 here. Dead bird. Sit. Good. Here. Good. Right there. Back. Also remember, we're teaching the verbiage just like we do on the T drill. Dead bird. Right there. Good. Those are all words. They're going to benefit you running a blind retrieve in a hunt test or hunting situation. You can typically, a lot of dogs that cue in, their ears are perk up. They, you know, hey, I really got it, Dad. I know where we're going. Left angle to pile 3. Atta dog. Good. If you come out here and run this drill and you don't let the dog line, same thing happens as if you stop always at the intersection on the T drill. If you don't let the dog line them out, then they're going to auto stop, and then they're going to pop, and then they're always looking for a cast, and then typically most people, by creatures of habit, they're going to auto stop in the same locations on the drill. So you've got to mix it up. Here, sit, dead bird. Good, way out. Good. Here, sit, way out. Back. All right, so I'm trying to cue this dog on. No, back. Might have been me talking there, made him want to pop, or we're running out of gas. I'm trying to cue him in on that bird way out. Although this is not really way out, 100 yards. I'm just getting that verbiage in his mind for when I'm running a blind at a hunting or hunt test situation, way out, and I keep cueing that in, then he's like, you know what, I'm not gonna be running a 50-yard blind. I'm gonna be looking for something to go further out. So that's where those words are really cued in here on this drill. Let's throw him on the right side, see if we can run pile 2 off the right. Here, sit, here, 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 sit. Good. Heel, dead bird, sit, right there. Good. Back. Very nice. Go where I want, go where I send you, go where you're facing. The one before that where he was gonna pop and stop, I gave a verbal back, I didn't give a hand signal. That means just, hey, get the heck away from me. You know, you're just keep going. If he'd have fallen off to pile number 2 in that situation, I probably would have let him carry that just verbal back a little ways. Then I would have blown a whistle and cast it back to stake number 3. Atta dog here. Back. All right, we're gonna work on a little bit of rehandle. Good. Back. No, here. Back. Inside cast is a little tough. He looked at pile number 1. That's fine. He knew what to do. Went to pile 2 like he should have. Atta dog. Good. Over. The rehandle process on all these handling drills really helps you when you get into running blinds and you're trying to de-cheat a dog, and especially when we get into water as well. So even on marks, on the return from marks, we don't want the dogs dodging cover and running around, so they need to be comfortable carrying a bumper in their mouth and being able to stop on a whistle and rehandle. You can get as much on de-cheating on the return of a mark or a blind as you can going to it. A lot of dogs, once they see that, hey, I've got the bumper or the bird, I'm supposed to automatically always come back, and we're like, no, you know what, just trust us, go where we send you, do what we tell you to do. Here, here, sit, sit, good. Let's try the long bird off the right. Here, sit, dead bird, way out, atta boy, back. Very nice. Leaving out a little bit of hook, I'm not crazy concerned. Not crazy concerned with that, just for the simple fact that he's like, hey, telling me, Dad, I'm going where you want me to go. I'm over exaggerating it a little bit. There goes one. If we're gonna ask for the sit, we're gonna get the sit. Here, here. Even if he had run all the way back to that location, I'm still gonna make him get the sit. If he gets in my personal space, I'm gonna front sit him. Like, hey, honor the whistle, get your mark. Tied. So we talked about adding elements to this drill as far as holding blinds, duck scent, live flyers. This dog's ready to add a little bit of complexity to this drill. One thing as well is you can move. So you can take this drill, and if I move further that way and get closer to pile number 1, or I cross the path, I'm changing the angle to the long bird. So I'm making it a tighter run past pile 1 and pile 2. So these are things that you can do after the dog's gotten really established and, hey, I understand what the tasks are here, I understand what we're doing, I know how to change direction. Then I can start working my way around, and then that way if I'm over there on the other side of the path in that field, I can make a really tight run past pile 1 and 2. So you can take your mat or where you run from, and you can really add some complexity to the drill by moving locations. Good job, Tide. Good.